You're listening to the Real Longevity Podcast, your number one podcast resource for living a longer life. Here we discuss topics on personal fitness, longevity, and real lasting elevation of mind, body, and spirit. Join us as we build a community of healthy men and women enjoying lasting levels of real health and vitality. If you're currently feeling frustrated with pain, flat, or fed up with aging faster than you actually are, you're invited to join us each and every week here on the Real Longevity Podcast. Welcome to the Real Longevity family and get ready to live a life you truly love. Welcome to the Real Longevity Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Hendricks, and today we have another outstanding, informative, and elevating show for you. I'd like to welcome all first-time listeners to the podcast. Welcome. And I'm going to encourage you to stay to the end of the podcast show where I'll be sharing all my social media links where you can connect with me, find out more about what we do here on the Real Longevity Podcast, and you can connect with our growing community as well. Great to have you here. I've got another super informative and uplifting and inspiring show for you again, which I'm sure you will find beneficial. Now, we've all seen the magazines, the airbrush skins, everyone's looking absolutely perfect. The biohacked 60-year-old men and women who look like they're in their 20s and 30s. We've all seen or heard of or all been trying to be sold those $200, $300, $400 or £400 miracle jars of cream. But when it comes to actual longevity, we have to ask ourselves a question. Is that what real longevity is? Or is it just some high-end paint job that we're doing on an old banger, if you want to use that analogy? Now, I've been in the industry for over 30 decades now, and I've seen a real shift in recent years in terms of people looking to understand what real longevity is. And that's what we're going to be doing today on the Real Longevity Podcast. We're going to be stripping away all those filters, all the glaze, all the hype. And we're talking about how to actually thrive, excuse me, not just survive. I'm sharing with you 4 simple, non-negotiable steps that's going to help you thrive and, more importantly, stay alive. Now, when we talk about looking younger and living longer, what exactly are we talking about? What is it that we mean when we talk about longevity? So before we get to the steps, we have to understand what real longevity is and isn't. Now, it's not about vanity. For the longest time, and still today, I'm sure you'll agree that the health and fitness space is all about aesthetics. You know, if you look a particular way, if you have this washboard stomach or this six-pack ab, or if you have this booty, or if you have that definition, or look this good on stage, you'll be seen, air quotes, as fit. But it's not about vanity. It's about vitality. And there's a difference. You know, we want to be vital, fit, healthy, and well, and be able to go about our lives with confidence and competence without any issues or real challenges. And even when those challenges arrive, we want to be confident in our body we can navigate those challenges. So we're not talking about aesthetics here. We're talking about being able to take action in a competent way. If, for example, you take the terms lifespan and health span, we want to be increasing our lifespan as well as increasing the health and the quality in that lifespan. So how many years are you going to be living, and also the quality of those years you want to be thinking about as well. We know as a nation we are getting older or aging as a population, but for many of those people, and I can testify to this firsthand looking at my father, we are being propped up, or our health is being propped up by medication. And that's not what we want. Yes, there is a time and a place for the use of medication, but we don't want to become over-reliant on that. So put it in a way, it's not about the years that you have in your life, it's about the life that you have in your years. So just meditate on that for a moment. It's not about the years that you have in your life, but it's about the life that you have in your years. So is your life energized? Is it full of vitality? Are you doing the things that you really want to do? We all want to look younger, and looking younger is a wonderful side effect. But that's a side effect of when we're fit, healthy, and well. But it starts from the inside. Yeah, the late Bob Proctor said, I remember when I went to go see him in London at one of his presentations, he says, it's an inside job. And remember that. Change starts from the inside. Your body is a living mirror of your mind and your beliefs and your choices. So say that again with me. Your body is a living mirror of your mind, your beliefs, and your choices. Say it again. Your body is a living mirror of your mind, your beliefs, and your choices. So when your cells are happy, your skin's happy, your posture and your energy shows it. It's not about looking like a model. It's about being the most vibrant version of yourself, regardless of age, whether you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or even older. So in today's episode, you're going to get from me some steps that you can do to look younger and live longer. 4 simple steps to see yourself thrive and stay alive. Look younger and live longer. 4 simple steps you can see yourself thrive and stay alive. Okay, let's jump into those 4 steps. So step number 1, clarity of mind and the power of purpose. So you've heard me talk about the importance of having a clear mind and a clear understanding of who you are, what it is that you want to achieve. So it starts in the head. Longevity starts between your ears. Science has shown us that people that have a reason for being, have a purpose, Japanese call it ikigai, actually live longer. The world is packed full of glaze, glitter, distraction, and confusion. So I get it. It can be hard to kind of determine what's real, true, and what's authentic, and what's important to you, because you're constantly being told what's important to you. You're told to do this, told to do that, don't do this, don't do that. But hopefully this podcast episode today will inspire you to understand a little bit more about your power of purpose. So I believe is why, for a lot of people, we're unhappy, fed up, and to a large degree apathetic with life. But once you set out to gain much more clarity and less confusion, life becomes much easier to navigate. So once you understand who you are becoming or who you are, where you like to go, and again, this is regardless of what stage of life you are, because I know for a lot of people that think, got to a certain age and just chill out now and just don't do nothing. But if you want to live a long, purposeful, vital life, you need to give yourself and understand the power of clarity of mind and purpose. So when I talk about clarity, what exactly do I mean? The word originates from the Latin term claritas, which means brightness or clearness or radiance or even glory or splendor, depending on where you're reading from. You've heard the French term, the Latin term, claret. That's the modern term that you can associate with clarity or clearness of mind, brightness. So the power of purpose refers to a significant impact that having a clear personal sense of meaning and direction in life can have on your mental health, resilience, and personal growth. So this is what I'm saying. When you know who you are, or at least know who you are becoming or what you'd like to achieve, so that could be someone who's becoming more energized, a little bit lighter in a way, a little bit better in terms of their flexibility, having a bit more understanding about who they'd like to develop and learn and become into, is going to allow you to have much more purpose in your life. So if you understand what I'm saying now and you want to find your purpose, it will really help if you can identify your core values, reflect on what truly matters to you and exploring activities that align with those values to clarify your goals and your motivations. Yeah. Your body is a living mirror of your mind, your beliefs, and your choices. I've said that before, so remember that. It's key to understand purpose and clarity of mind. It's going to allow you to be more vital, more energized, and live a life on your terms. So think about that for a moment. I'm going to press pause now, get a pen, write it down. What's important to you? What are your values? What are the things that you would like to see yourself doing more of, or like to experience? Maybe things you haven't done before. Is it with family? Is it with community? Is it with people that you feel that you can help and uplift and empower and support in a particular way? You understanding your values is going to help you get a clear mind, help you to find a purpose, and that in turn is going to help you on the road to becoming more thriving, more vital, more energized in your life. Okay, number 2, the maintenance engine, which is cardiovascular health. So this is step number 2. You need to look after your cardiovascular health. So your heart is the only engine that you get. Okay, you can't trade it in. We spoke about this in episode 78, I believe. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go check that out. Good cardio health is the delivery system for all the nutrients and vital energy and nutrients in your body that your body needs. So it's important that this system or this engine is working as best as possible. So it means going out for walks in nature. It means doing certain cardiovascular exercises like cycling, swimming, dancing. If you're up to it and you can do it running, anything that is rhythmical and repetitive, that's going to improve your cardiorespiratory system and help improve that engine. Is going to help you to maintain a long, vital, energized life. So if you've not done any cardiovascular exercise before, think about what it is that you could get into or start getting into. What you're trying to do here, or what you will be doing, is improving the way your body circulates blood and vital nutrients around the body on a regular basis. The more efficient your cardiorespiratory system is doing that, the more likely you're going to increase a long, vital, energized life. So why is that important? Because, as I said, as well as circulating oxygenated blood around the body, when our body is efficient at circulating blood, it helps to flush out toxin, it keeps your skin glowing, obviously your heart gets stronger, your recovery is faster, and it minimizes your risk of developing certain types of conditions. We're talking about things such as strokes and cancers. All these things plummet when we have good cardiorespiratory health. So think about how you can start building up that engine of good cardio health. You don't have to run a marathon. You don't have to sign up for the next Ironman or do anything high intensity like the latest and greatest High Rocks this or CrossFit that or Tough Mudder. They're all good and fun things to do if that's what you'd like to achieve. However, you can start simple. I said going out for walks in nature, taking a dog out, doing a basic aerobic class, going for a swim. You find your thing and you do your thing. But think about step 2, maintaining good cardiovascular health. Okay, number 3, metabolic integrity. How are you fueling your body and what you're fueling your body with? We can talk about staying alive. We can talk about living longer. But if we're going to do that, we need to make sure we're talking about metabolism and how we are fueling your body. Real longevity is built on stable blood sugar and anti-inflammatory foods that keep the body regulated and working at its optimum best. Now, you need to understand that everybody's different. But if we look at the basics, minimizing refined sugars, minimizing inflammatory foods and start promoting anti-inflammatory foods, we're going to be in a good position to start with. So when it comes to food that you're eating, eat the food that you have, the best food that you have access to. I know there's a lot of people saying you need to eat this, you need to do that. Stay away from this, stay away from that. And I get it, because if we break it down and go into a deep dive, certain foods out there are not good for us. But we have to meet people where we are. That's why I'm learning. I'm learning as a coach over the years. It's all right telling people, but if what you're sharing with them is not accessible to them right now, you have to meet them where they are. So access the best possible foods you can where you are right now. So we can agree that there's a lot of information that are telling us what to do, but if that information doesn't meet you where you are, it's difficult to actually apply, and that's a key thing. People say knowledge is power, but I always say applied knowledge is power. So you need to understand about your body, what's right for your body, reconnect with your body, and learn what it is that is right for you. Paul Chek talks about primal eating patterns, talking about whether you're someone who does well on a certain type of diet, whether it's green foods or vegetable-based foods or plant-based foods, someone who has a blend of plant-based foods and a mix of animal-based foods, or someone who exclusively works better on animal-based foods or foods with eyes, as he terms it. So understanding yourself. One of the things I do with my clients is talk to them about their primal eating pattern and establish what foods are right for them. And we do it through just simple questioning. How do they feel after they've eaten certain types of food? What works best for them? What makes them feel more energized, more vitalized? Learning about the body is key. So if it's something you'd like to find more about, I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll be more than happy to sit down and spend time finding out what is the best food for you. So here are some simple action steps that you can do to find out how you can improve your metabolic integrity and fuel your body the right way. So focus, as I said, on sourcing and buying the best foods that you can afford right now. Foods with minimum ingredients. Now that sounds oversimplified, but it's true. The less ingredients it has, the better it is for the whole natural organic foods. Feed your gut, protect your immune system, and keep yourself hydrated with quality water. Say quality water. So stay away from tap water. If you're drinking tap water, at least filter it. So that's step number 3. Metabolic integrity, fuel your body as best you can. So today we're talking about, just a review, look younger and live longer. 4 simple steps to see yourself thrive and stay alive. Look younger and live longer. 4 simple steps to see yourself thrive and stay alive. So we're on step number 4 now. And this is about recovery, radical recovery, sleep and stress, manage your stress. So you don't grow or heal while you're at the gym or at the office. You heal while you're resting and recovering and while you're sleeping. So remember that, yeah? You put in the hard work when you go to the gym, you put in the hard work when you're doing the exercise at home, doing those workouts, whatever it is you're doing, to challenge the body physically. But when you're resting and recovery, that's the time when the body's healing and repairing. So you've heard me say this before, it's probably one of the most underrated components of well-being and health, and that's rest and recovery. A lot of studies coming out now have been published in recent years about the importance of making sure we get ample rest and ample recovery. So you need to be on purpose when it comes to your rest and recovery and sleep. For many people, they look older than they actually are because they're constantly tired and stressed and wired all the time. I see it all the time. In fact, I saw a friend recently I hadn't seen for about 4 years. Obviously, you're happy to see that person and you immediately get into that mode of catching up and asking how this person is and da-da-da. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, wow, you have aged. Now, I'm hoping they're not saying the same thing to me. I'm confident they're not, maybe not to the same degree anyway, but I was thinking that when I saw this person, life looks like it's taking its toll on you. And again, I'm not judging here, but that's what happens if we're constantly tired, stressed and wired. We look older than we are. We see it in our posture, the way we talk, the conversations that we have. But if we are being on purpose when it comes to rest, we are prioritizing sleep, recovery, downtime, time for reflection, introspection, the body has time to recover, regenerate, revitalize, replenish, and obviously we don't look as tired and stressed as we are. So action point, you can look to find out ways that you can improve rest and recovery time. I'm not just talking about sleep, which is obviously very important, but is there an opportunity for you in the day to maybe have some downtime? Is there an opportunity throughout your week where you could to intersect periods of reflection, introspection, just time out, so you're not just constantly on that hamster wheel of go, 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 go. So prioritize sleep. That's a key thing that you can do in terms of an action step. Make sure your quality of your sleep is good, because that's going to help in so many different ways. Your cells are going to clean up. You're going to be able to think more clarity. You're going to wake up more energized, more restful. Think about how you can radicalize your rest and recovery time and improve the way you manage stress and also your sleep. So that's step number 4. Radical recovery. Sleep and stress management. Need to make sure that we're prioritizing those things. All right, so let me recap what we were talking about today. We were talking about look younger and live longer. 4 simple steps to see yourself thrive and stay alive. So number 1, find your purpose. Keep your mind sharp. What's your why? Clarity. What things that you hold valuable in your life? What are your values? Try establish what they are, or revisit what they are. Remind yourself and do the things, set intentions that's going to keep those at the forefront of your mind. Remember that clarity of mind and the power of your own personal purpose. Number 2, protect your heart. We talked about cardiovascular health, how important that is. So it's a foundation of youth, and people would argue it's the engine to good health and good ability to function in your world. So take care of good cardio health. Number 3, fuel for function, your metabolic integrity. What are you fueling your body with? Making sure that you can fuel your body with the best foods available to you, ideally whole organic or foods with minimum ingredients. That's the best way your body's going to look to thrive, help you to live longer. And number 4, recover on purpose, deep recovery. Yeah, let your cells rebuild. Let them give them opportunity and chance to regenerate, rejuvenate, reinvigorate. That's what we're asking you to do. Manage your stress, improve your sleep, making sure you're getting good quality sleep. So they are the 4 steps I'm asking you to consider on today's episode of the Real Longevity Podcast. But what do you think? I want you to reach out, let me know. Are these 4 steps that you can actually apply in your life? I'm sure if you put your mind to it, that's definitely something that you can do. Remember, longevity isn't a destination that you reach. It's a rhythm and a cycle that you're repeating in your daily life. Yeah. So I want you to think about it. Where could you look to improve? Is it through your sleep? Step number 4. Is it through the way you're fueling or feeding your body? Step number 3. Is it to improve your cardiovascular health? Or is it number 1, thinking about mentally where you can look to find your purpose, get clarity of mind, set some objectives and goals, and rediscover the power in your own personal purpose? Let me know. If today's episode has resonated with you, I want you to do this for me. I want you to join the Real Longevity Podcast community. I'm going to leave a link where you can join us. And by doing so, you're going to help to spread the word, grow the community where we can support each other as we continue on this journey of building a community, helping people find freedom through fitness. And when you join, you'll get access to all the upcoming stuff, which I'm really excited. I'll be sharing with you in forthcoming weeks. So I'll leave a link in the show notes where you can connect with me, email me, and say join the community as well. All right, that's it for today. I'm trusting that you found today's episode insightful and listening. Remember to leave us a 5-star review and share this with your connections and your community. Until we're back again next time. Remember, guys, be well, be wise, be cool, be calm, and keep it real. Remember, it is done. Blessings and chi. Peace.